Okay, here's the scenario. You have a task that you need to get done. You lack the internal motivation to do it. Do you dangle a carrot for yourself in order to find motivation to get through the task? And if so, what kind of carrots are useful? So this conversation was one in which Josh here, who really believes in ABA, and do not get me started on ABA, was talking about how positive reinforcement and punishment are both forms of behavioral control, and saying, like, if you offer rewards or if you offer positive reinforcement, that's essentially controlling your child. And I would beg to disagree very strongly. And you can click on this to go read the full comment exchange between myself and Josh and a few other people. But in the course of that conversation, I was talking about how I think that dangling a carrot is a really useful skill. We all have things in life that are drudgery that we don't want to do, but we need to get them done anyway. So if we lack the intrinsic motivation, how do we get ourselves through it? And there's nothing wrong with creating a reward at the end and saying, when I accomplish this task, then I get this thing. When I finish my taxes, I'll take my husband out to dinner. If I suck it up and get a crown on my broken tooth, then I'll go buy myself a new plant at the plant nursery. Like, we as adults do that stuff all the time, and it's very useful. And it's a really good skill to teach our kids. They'll use it in childhood, they'll use it in adulthood. So frequently, if my kids have to do something hard, I'll ask them, what kind of carrot can you dangle for yourself to help you get through this? Hey, George, I know you don't want to get a flu shot, so if you manage to do it, what kind of reward do you want to give yourself? Oh, you want to go get a cheeseburger after? Okay, cool, that's fine, let's do that. When a child chooses an incentive that motivates them, that's very different than a parent saying, if you do this, I will do this. Or saying, you can't have X until you do Y. Again, Josh is looking through the lens of ABA, and do not get me started on how toxic ABA is, especially for autistic folks. It absolutely is behavioral control. My goal as a parent is not to control my child. They are a human being. My goal and job as a parent is to guide my kids in learning how to make decisions, learning how to be a functional human being in the world. So I don't believe in bribing kids. I don't believe in threatening them. That whole, if you do X, then I will do Y. That's taught in this course that's really popular here in American churches, Love and Logic. There's nothing logical about it. Don't get me wrong, it's better than hitting your kids, but it's basically manipulating your children's behavior through the illusion of choice. I took the whole Love and Logic course, so I could go off on that as well, but maybe another time. But part of parenting is teaching our kids how to do the things in life that they don't want to do. And I think sometimes folks assume that non-coercive, non-authoritarian parents are really permissive. And we shouldn't be, but we should also be instilling in our children the skills to help them get through those things they don't want to do. Nobody wants to pay their taxes. Nobody wants to go get a filling at the dentist. Nobody wants to clean their toilet. Adults incentivize, gamify those situations all the time, right? Like this weekend, my daughter was slogging through a huge amount of math homework. And she'd set herself the goal, okay, when I get through this section, then I can spend 10 minutes texting with my friends. Okay, when I get through the next section, I can go scroll TikTok for 15 minutes. The difference is parents are not dictating to children. The children get the chance to choose what motivates them, to dig deep and say, what is it that would help me get over the hump and get through this difficult thing? That's an important skill that empowers them as kids, helps them get through difficult situations with less drama, less stress. And it's a skill that carries over into adulthood.